Welcome back. Another haul here. I'm going to go over some of it here, and basically most of this is from less than 5 days ago. Some of it was free, and then some of it is actually from 2 weeks ago. Last week I had a really, really bad week. I didn't find a single thing, but of course it was Labor Day weekend, so I guess you learn, don't go out on holiday weekends and expect to find a bunch of stuff. So didn't find anything worth anything at all, actually. I mean, there were literally maybe 5 sales, 4 sales. Usually I have to find at least a dozen or more, and most times more, to actually stumble across anything decent. So let's just go over a couple things. I'm going to start with the stuff I got 2 weeks ago, and that is a Sega Genesis with, it actually came with 2 controllers, RF connectors, 2 controllers, power adapter, and a phaser, which I don't have. So it's not actually in the box. There's actually, it's actually stored somewhere in my little storage bins. And it came with a 6-button controller, which is also cool because I don't have any of those, so now I do. But I took that out, and I'm probably just going to resell this Genesis here. I cleaned it up. I took it apart. I made it shine. So they had it priced at like $15. I really wanted that phaser, so I was like, you know what? I've already got 3 Sega Genesis Model 2s. Actually, no, I'm sorry. 2 Sega Genesis Model 2s I had at the time, and 1 Model 1. So anyways, picked it out for $10. The guy said, yeah. This actually came with a couple games as well. But I took those out, and one was a duplicate, so I gave that to my buddy. And there was really nothing special in there, just a couple games I didn't have. And I'm probably not going to go over those, but feel free if you want to know what they are, leave a comment. I'll go over those as well. A couple things. He had some GameCube games here, and I wound up paying $5 a piece for these. Don't normally pay that much. That's actually very high for me. I don't buy that, but they are complete, and they're in good shape. Well, at least this one is. The next one I'm going to go over is obviously not, but I've seen this thing go for $45, just the disc. And the disc is here. It's a DVD case, Super Smash Bros. Melee. It does have a printed cover here. This is not the original cover. It's just some kind of knockoff, and the back doesn't even have a part of the cover to it. I haven't got a chance to even try it out. Again, I don't even have any GameCube controllers. I've been on the lookout for these, and they're just, I don't know what it is, man. They're hard to find. As if GameCube games aren't hard to find either. But so let's go over the next couple things here. So everything you're looking at here, actually I got free. This is some stuff from my childhood, actually. We'll just move this over to the right. That stuff is from my childhood. And this is my sister's stuff here that she gave me. The Wii, a couple Wii games, and actually some loose games in there. So this is original PlayStation. This is not the first model because it does not have, what's it called? Composite. It does not have the, composite out on the back here. So you have to use a special cable. Again, this is from my childhood. This thing, I kind of, maybe 5 years ago or so, I wasn't really into games. I kind of didn't really appreciate them, and so this actually sat in my dad's shop for quite a while, and something bleached it. Something bleached the hell out of the plastic, as you can see. It does not look good. I cleaned this thing up the best I could. It does work, but when you actually put a disc in it, and let me see what happens when I throw a Wii game in here. This is another thing I picked up this morning. It actually wobbles. You can kind of tell it wobbles. So something's not right there. I know that if you run it like that, it does work. Again, it does load games and it works. But I know if you run it like that, the motor will go out. So it's not something I want to do. I'm actually going to probably just use this as a painting project. Maybe even let my girlfriend do it, since she's an interior designer, and so she's real artistic and shit like that. With that is my GameShark Pro that I got also when I was younger. Love it. I remember this thing actually let you program your own code, so you could do something like, for instance, you'd be playing the game, you would tell it to start like kind of recording, and then you would take a punch or something, and then it would show you the variables of the game that just changed, and then you could go through and try to find which one is the one that adjusted your life. And you could actually sit there and play a fighting game and never die. So it was kind of cool. And another reason, I'm not good at fighting games. So there was a couple, there's one called like Tomball or something like that. It was a really cool kind of 3D Japanese game. A couple controllers in there, as you can see. Just terribly stained by whatever chemical did that. Not cool, but again, I didn't appreciate this stuff that long ago, and my dad just kind of was like, well, I'll keep it in my shop, so he threw it in there, and it's been there ever since. So let's go over a couple things here. I actually got a bunch of Wii games from my sister in the past, but she actually thought this was broken. It wasn't ejecting discs. I think it was because it's standing upright. It doesn't have a problem if you lay it down. So I laid it down, I hit the eject button, and boom. Out comes Mario Party 8, which is awesome because I had the case. I asked her if the game was in there. She said probably because that's the only one I can't find the disc for. Luckily it was. So she gave me this game, complete copy. Pretty cool. Not a huge Wii guy. I really don't like the way the controllers are on the Wii. I love my Wii U Pro controllers. I love them. I mean, 80-hour battery life, and they're shaped like an Xbox 360 controller, very close to it. Fisherman's Bass Club. Here's another one. My sister loves fishing games. Me and her used to play them like crazy ever since the Super Nintendo. And I don't know what it is. I've always enjoyed fishing games. I don't go fishing a lot in real life, or really at all. I've maybe gone fishing 3 times in my life. So the next thing we have here is Mario Kart Wii. I think I already have like 1 or 2 copies of this. I see this thing all the time actually at thrift stores for usually like 25 cents. So I usually pick it up because I know it's worth way more than that. I know people will buy that. And I'll go over a couple 25-cent games that I got. You're gonna and I can't give out where I got them from. It's this honey hole that I have where literally most games they don't price them, and literally if they're not priced, they're 25 cents. So you could get GameCube games, PlayStation games, PC games, all for 25 cents, complete manuals, everything, 25 cents. Hard to pass up. So here's the Wii that she gave me. What I'm going to probably do is actually turn this into an arcade machine so you can play all kinds of emulators. All I got to do is buy an SD card to fit in here, the one that's compatible, and install the custom firmware and all that stuff that you have to do in order to get that to work. So pretty cool. Another thing here is just a couple, let me just open this up, a couple loose discs. As you can see, it's got, I guess my sister tried to paint this or whatever. So we got Real Fishing 3. Now, I remember playing the original Real Fishing. If I'm not mistaken, you could have your own like little, fish tank that you put the fish into that when you caught them. Pretty cool. Action Replay Max. I don't remember having this on PlayStation 2. This must just be something my sister got because I don't remember this at all from my childhood. Also, The Sims 2. She's huge in The Sims. Or, not The Sims 2. Is it The Sims? The Sims, yeah, the original game on PlayStation. Although, I did play it on PC. I'm not a PC gamer much anymore. And SOCOM Combined Assault. I think I played the shit out of that as a kid. I might be wrong. So that's all that stuff. So again, everything you look at, that's free. My sister just gave it to me, and the PlayStation stuff's from my childhood. My dad's like, I have no purpose for it, and clearly you're into that now, so here, take it. Cleaned it up. I had tested that. Wii seems to work great too. Everything's there. Awesome. So let's move on here. All right, I'm gonna go, and I'm going in chronological order here as to. I actually got these last Monday, Labor Day. I went over to my parents to eat dinner, and that's actually when I picked this stuff up. So literally, this is like a 5-day span that I found all this stuff in, which is not bad. Friday rolls around, I'm at work, I'm at lunch, and I see a garage sale sign. It's really hard to pass up, so I decide, you know what, I'm on lunch, let me just stop by here. And I found this, a Dreamcast in the box. Now, it comes with the controller, the cables, a VMU. I don't even know if I don't think these things came with VMUs, if I'm not mistaken. No, I don't think they did. So there was a VMU. It's kind of slightly damaged, but no big deal, especially considering what I paid for it. I don't have one of these in the box, and I probably would have been willing to pay what I paid for this just for the box. So not a bad deal. I paid $5 for this, so that's not terrible. It's working. I actually plugged it in. Now, I don't know if it outputs video or not, but I did put a disc in. I heard it spin up. I know it powers on. I've cleaned the console. I've cleaned everything with it. And, yeah, from what I can tell, it's going to work great. I'm probably going to keep the box and probably sell the Dreamcast. I actually have a Dreamcast already with a couple things for it. I don't know what I'll do with it. I might keep it. I really have no purpose for it. I'm starting to get to the point where I have so many consoles, I can't keep... I mean, I've got to have at least almost 30 coming up on, and it's kind of a lot to keep track of, and as small as my house is, there's just not room for it. So that was on Friday, and then today is Saturday. So this morning I went out, went searching. I went to probably about 13 sales and didn't find squat. I was getting really upset. I was just going, man, the second week in a row was terrible. And again, I know I shouldn't have expected to find anything on Labor Day weekend because I know people aren't hosting sales like they usually do. So it just, yeah. So basically, this I'm going through and I actually find a house of somebody I went to high school with, and they don't remember me, of course, just some chick that I went to high school with. I do remember her though, even though this is like 9 years ago. And I ask, hey, do you have any games? And she says, well, yeah, I think they're all kids games, but I have some Wii games. And I was like, well, if you're looking to get rid of them, I'm definitely interested in buying those. So she actually brought out this one. There was two of the ladies at the sale. She didn't really say much other than, yeah, this is one I have. And then I was like, all right, well, will you take $1 for it? She said, yeah. And then she says, well, I actually have more, but I have to set up all this stuff over here, so just can you give me like 15 minutes? And I was like, yeah, I'll come back in 15 minutes. There was actually a couple other sales, like a street or two over. So we wound up going to those, and about 15, 20 minutes later, we came back. And then she had this stack of games. She actually didn't even have them out when I came back, so she just she had to run inside right quick. Which I'm totally willing to wait. $1 games, whatever. There's really nothing here that's special. Dance 2, Nickelodeon Dance 2, B-Movie Game, Game Party 3, Cars 2, The Garfield Show. But there's a couple at the bottom that I thought were pretty cool here, and I've never played these. That's Angry Birds Star Wars. I was thinking about buying this for my phone, but I'm not hugely into this game. It can get a little annoying sometimes while playing it. And then Star Wars 3, Lego Star Wars 3, The Clone Wars. Actually, I didn't even say Lego Star Wars, but it's totally Lego Star Wars. I guess the logo is supposed to be. Anyways, thought it was kind of cool, and everything was $1. These were all $1. And so I paid, I think, there's 7 of them, so I paid $1 each for those. And then she was going to get me change, and I had already asked how much the Blu-rays were, and she said they were $3 a piece. It was all complete. I was like, you know what? I don't think I have this on Blu-ray, but I think I have the other 2, so I'm going to go ahead and pick it up. So it was $10 for this stack here. Not terrible. I was kind of getting, I was kind of like, all right, well, it might have been worth getting up that early to go out and try to find this stuff. So that's basically what I did. So the next stuff I came across, I'm going to save the best for last, by the way. And again, the last stuff I got is from my honey hole, and I can't really give that out. This place I go to multiple times a week, and almost every time there's at least something new. And I pick it up for 25 cents or less per game. So I just can't divulge it. I'm sorry. I'm gonna milk the shit out of it. And if I ever decide to get out of this, I might divulge the location. Although I highly doubt anybody who watches this lives anywhere near me. I live in an area where there's 2 towns of about 36,000 people in each one of the towns. There's a nickname they have, but I can't tell you that, or you'd know exactly where it probably is. You could easily Google it. So a couple things I got here, I actually did not expect to see these. These are IBM, Tandy, and MS-DOS compatible games. So these are on 5 1/4 and 3 1/2 inch floppies. I don't even have a computer to do this. Is before I got into computers. I came around when the Pentium 3 was out, and I'm an IT professional, but again, I have nothing to play these on, but I just thought it was so cool for only $1 a game. I was like, you know what? That's cool. And again, these are the big These are the big ones. These are the 5 1/4 here. And again, I don't have any system to play this on, but it also comes with a floppy. Assuming you could probably run that from a DOS emulator. And there's even an envelope down here with all the instructions, and it's never been opened. I tried opening it, and the glue is just, it's closed. And part of the glue was kind of like old and dry, and you could tell like it was kind of cracking. So it did open a little bit, but I could tell it had never been opened. So Clue Master Detective, made by Virgin Leisure Games, or Leisure Genius, I'm sorry. And then get a shot of that logo there. Parker Brothers. So this is kind of cool. Let me see. There's another one here. Omar Sharif on Bridge. So I guess this is the guy that programmed the game, or maybe this guy's just a bridge player that was, I guess, shown on it here. Again, I don't know anything about these IBM/Tandy, DOS, 2.1, whatever, I guess, games. But I think this one's actually supposed to have a 3 1/2 inch floppy as well, but I don't think I saw one in here, so maybe this one's not complete. Yeah, I don't think this one's complete, because it does say right here that it's supposed to have, I think it's supposed to, yeah, it's supposed to have a 3 1/2. This one's not complete, but it does have the 5 1/4. There's a startup disc, isn't that hilarious? And then an actual data disc, and it's got the little manual and the little registration card. Just really cool. I guess it's made by Interplay. And again, these are really old. These are way before. I'd have been like maybe 3 years old when this shit was coming out. So again, kind of before my time, but whatever. It's sweet. I kind of enjoy some of this older stuff. And then this one, I didn't pay attention at the time. This is not that old. This is World War II Online Blitzkrieg Virtual Battlefield. Now I look at it, it's kind of cool. This is, I don't know, this might have been, they've always done big box games, but kind of cool. And it's kind of funny when you actually look at the graphics, because it's just, look at that. It is just, God, it's so terrible when you really look at it. It does not look good. And what's so funny is I bet that actually looks better than what it probably would have looked like on most systems. So, kind of cool. Wow. The system requirements there, just kind of laughable. As you can see, Pentium 2. Yeah, again, that was also before my time, really. All right, so that's us out of the way. Now let's move on to this stack. This stack right here. Every single one of these games was 25 cents. So I'm just going to go through them, and literally, I calculated it out. It was like 5 something for all this. Now, I think it was 5 something because I actually had to buy some, well, I didn't have to, but what I did was I bought a couple cases in order to replace some of the PlayStation games, the original PlayStation games, because they had some cracked lids on them, and I don't really like that. And, again, the CDs are 25 cents, the games are 25 cents, so it's 50 cents for a game. And so I found a couple CDs that were actually still wrapped, and so anyways, let's just go through these. Link's Crossbow Training. This is actually sealed. There's a thing on it that's unbroken, and it doesn't look like it's been pulled up on either side, so that's sealed. It's not open at all. I wish this was a nice case or something. Kind of cool. I'm sure this is just like one of those like shooting games. Let's see. We have a PlayStation 1 memory card 2-pack, but unfortunately, there's just one memory card in it. But hey, 25 cents. You can't beat this shit. I'm sorry, you can't. And I think I have a couple extra ones that I'm going to be able to throw in this case here. So this is really cool to find. I remember they used to have this back when I had the PlayStation. Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. And again, these are all complete. Everything's in there. Manual, everything. 25 cents a piece. Monsters, Inc. Scare Team. Greatest Hits version, I guess. I didn't realize that this warranted a greatest hits, but okay, whatever. Now, I forgot to buy a third case to replace it, because as you can see, this one's it's cracked to shit. But here's Shrek, Treasure Hunt on, again, PlayStation. Now, I didn't even pay attention to this at the time, but this is apparently an online-only type thing, and I didn't even notice the first 30 days free sticker, which I should have. So, this is an online game, kind of cool. It's a PC game. I don't buy those normally. Disney Princess, Enchanted Journey. Ooh. Yeah. Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince on PlayStation 2. Awesome. Ice Age, Dawn of the Dinosaurs. Didn't pay attention at the time, but this is apparently a PC game. I should have easily seen that with the Windows logo. So, cool. Dance Revolution Supernova, PlayStation 2. Madden 08 on PlayStation 2. Dancing with the Stars on PlayStation 2. DJ Hero on Wii. No unit. Blazing Angels, Squadrons of World War II on Wii. Tiger Woods, PGA Tour 08. I see a ton of these. I've seen like 5 of these in the last month. It's ridiculous. Now, it says $3, but I didn't pay $3 for it. So, we actually recently had some issues with the people over there pricing shit, and I got a hold of the director, and they were like, yeah, they're not supposed to be doing that. So, it worked out. So, PlayStation 2 NCAA 06 March Madness. I haven't priced any of these games or anything. Also, one that says 3, but didn't pay that much for it. True Crime, New York City. I think I already had that on Xbox. FIFA World Cup Germany 2006. MVP Baseball 05 on GameCube. Actually, the last couple ones there were GameCube, as you can see. Sorry, I don't know if I mentioned that. We have Medal of Honor Frontline, Player's Choice, GameCube. And then we have the last one here, Street 2, GameCube. Now, again, every one of these games, 25 cents. Now, I did have to pay tax for them because it's an actual brick-and-mortar place, but yeah, pretty sweet. So, we're coming around the 20-minute mark here. My videos are normally about that long because there's just so much to talk about and so much to go over. But I think you guys got a pretty good look at kind of what I've got over the past 2 weeks. And again, most of it was from the last 5 days. Not even really, just the last 2 days. So pretty cool. And yeah, I'll catch you guys later.